Hello, welcome to this session about New Zealand culture. We're glad to have you here with us and hope you get lost in the wonders of this country.
New Zealand is a welcoming, diverse country with a history of Maori, European, Pacific Island, and Asian immigration.
Not only is New Zealand an incredibly socially and culturally distinctive country, it also happens to be the last main habitable land to be settled by humans.
From its vast literary works to its advanced market economy, New Zealand has developed significantly in all major aspects that can be associated to a thriving country.
New Zealand is also known for some curious facts, such as being the first country to see the sunrise and having been the first country to give women the right to vote in 1893.
Also, the New Zealand explorer Edmund Hillary was the first to reach the top of Mount Everest, which is the highest point on Earth.
This rich blend of culture, combined with geologically fascinating landscapes and unique flora and fauna, make New Zealand an exciting location to explore.
And that's exactly what we're going to do throughout the next hour. We're now going to pass the video Flying New Zealand, A Bird's Eye View by Carolina Martins, Julia Mendes, and Matilde Pereira.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the pilot. Be welcome to New Zealand. Please put your safety seatbelts and get ready for the tourist flight. The flight is gonna be 6 minutes long and we will go through the most beautiful place in New Zealand. I wish you a good flight.
Hello everyone, I'll be your guide on this tourist flight and we're going to travel to 3 distant locations that are known either for their culture, food, landscapes, and even more. Our first destination will be the seaside resort of Napier on North Island, known as the Art Deco capital of New Zealand, thanks to a large amount of 1930s architecture built when the city suffered a large fire more than 80 years ago. After touring the city on foot or self-guided Dexter tour, the best way to enjoy Napier is by visiting the National Aquarium of New Zealand. The National Aquarium of New Zealand stretches along Napier's Marine Parade like a huge stingray. It's home to a wide range of saltwater, freshwater, and land animal exhibits from New Zealand and around the world. The 1.1-million-liter oceanarium showcases the varied aquatic species that exist in the adjacent Hawkeye Bay, including shark, stingray, and the other reef fish. You can journey through the oceanarium inside the amazing underwater viewing tunnel via a 50-meter travelator as fish swim and feed above and around you. How's the weather, Captain?
The weather is a little cloudy, but we are arriving to our next destination. Assistant, may you help me?
Of course, we're traveling to Auckland. Known as the City of Sails, Auckland is the largest and the most populated city in New Zealand. It is located on the North Island and it is most known for its vibrant culture and foodie landscapes. For amazing views of beautiful metropolis on the Auckland Harbour Bridge, if you're interested in learning more about the history and heritage of the New Zealand, then be sure to check out the Auckland Domain, which is the city's oldest part. Let's take a break from our next destination. Why don't we talk about New Zealand's traditional food? We all love food, right? So some of the most traditional foods in New Zealand are hangi, crayfish, kina, kiwi burger, jaffas, pavlova, LNP, whitebait fritters, manuka honey, kumara, and many more. Also, let's just ignore the fact that I read most of these wrong. Anyways, let's move to our next destination, Queenstown. On New Zealand's South Island is Queenstown, a destination known as a dream spot for those in search of adrenaline and adventure. Surrounded by the towering peaks of the Southern Alps and right on the banks of deep blue Lake Wakatipu, Queenstown is also an incredibly beautiful spot. One of the best ways to experience the scenery is on the Lake Wakatipu itself. You can cycle around the lake's perimeter or set off on a cruise of the lake's magnificent waters. There is also vibrant nightlife with town's small central area packed with bars and restaurants. Fun fact, actually, most of the scenes from Wolverine's movie were shot on Queenstown. I hope you come visit New Zealand one day, so you can actually experience this for yourself. But I hope you enjoyed the flight anyways. Like I promised, that was our last destination. Now we're gonna land. So please, roll the credits.
What an interesting journey that was. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Moving on to our next exhibition, let's welcome Margarida Jesus for a performance of Lords Royals.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address. In a torn-up town, no postcode envy, but every song's like gold teeth, grey goose dripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball guns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on the gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. That kind of luck just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. My friends and I, we've cracked the code. We count our dollars on the train to the party, and everyone who knows us knows that we're fine with this. We didn't come from money, but every song's like gold teeth, grey goose dripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball guns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on the gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. That kind of luck just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. Oh, oh, we're bigger than we ever dreamed, and I'm in love with being queen. Oh, oh, life is great without a care. We weren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. That kind of luck just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. Obrigada. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that amazing performance. Please join us in another round of applause for Margarida.
Now, we're going to follow Joana Costa, Joana André, and Laura Boden on a dream trip around New Zealand and some of its main tourist attractions. Thank you.
Hi, me, Joana André and Joana Costa decided to do our dream trip to New Zealand, and we would very much like it to share it with you. Since this was our dream trip, we wanted to do everything we ever dreamed of doing or seeing, and we are going to share our favorite places. New Zealand's landscapes are stunning and natural. We moved from one place to another by train and took lots of pictures at each place. I hope you like it, and if you can, just take a chance and go there. I promise it's going to be unforgettable. After a long day of traveling, we decided to have some rest before exploring New Zealand. At the end of the day, we decided to visit one of the famous monuments in Auckland, the Sky Tower. For those who don't know anything about it, the Sky Tower is 328 meters high, and it's a telecommunications and observation tower. We didn't just go there because it's an iconic landmark. We went there because it offers so much more. It has a 360 panoramic view, where you can spot volcanoes and other historical locations. At the top of the tower, you have 3 restaurants with a 360 view. It has a very cute gift shop where we bought souvenirs to our friends and family. And last but not least, you can do sky jump. I admit we went there with the intention of jumping, but of course, when we were at the top, we didn't have the courage to do it. But we finished the day having a great meal in a very fancy and expensive restaurant in the Sky Tower. Bay of Islands was recommended by some friends that had already been there. They said it was breathtaking, and I must agree with them. It's a paradise because you have history, beaches, and water activities all in the same place. We got there by train, a 3-hour drive from Auckland. When we got there, we decided we should have a look at the beautiful beaches. On one of them, some guys came to us and asked us if we were interested in diving. And of course, our answer was yes, yes, yes. We were so excited because none of us has done diving before, and I can tell you, it was one of the best experiences ever. This is just one of the incredible things you can do at the Bay of Islands. We highly recommend you go.
I was really looking forward to visiting New Zealand because it was on my list of dreams destinations. The 3 of us decided that we were going to do something radical on our trip, so when we saw the Glowworm Caves, we were really happy. This place of caves is located in Waitomo. We went there by train and it took us like 2 hours and 15 minutes to get there. The most beautiful part of this place are the glowworms, a kind of luminous worms, which are glued to the walls and ceilings of the caves and make that place a great show for tourists. Entering one of these caves is a wonderful experience, and seeing the ceiling full of lights like a starry sky is really exciting. We came down the caves with kayaks, rafting, and even rappel down. In my opinion, it was the most exciting part of the trip and the most radical thing I did in my entire life. It was even more exciting than diving. The place we visited afterwards was beautiful. It had mountains, water that reflects the mountains, and a very blue sky when the weather is fine. The next day we visited Milford Sound because we saw some photos on Pinterest and we loved it. Milford Sound is a fjord on the South Island in New Zealand dug by the melting in the mountains and the action of the winds. It is the main natural tourist spot in New Zealand. The fjord is at the second rainiest point in the world and has its peak at Miltro Peak, like 1,692 meters from the ground. It is the most famous of the 15 fjords that make up the Fjordland National Park, which is being analyzed to become part of UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites. The place we visited next had water and a large rock in the middle. The water was crystal clear and bluish at the same time, and there was also sand.
Once we left the Chronicles of Narnia, we decided to visit one of the scenarios of the movie, the Cathedral Cove. This place is a naturally carved cave in a paradise beach, and to go there, we must walk along a path for about an hour and a half. We ended really tired, but so happy. This is a wonderful place for photography lovers. It has an amazing sunset, so we took plenty of pictures there for remember this wonderful moment later, and they were really cute. The water was very cold, but it still is the most beautiful beach in New Zealand. On the last day, we decided to make the most of it, so we went to the capital of the extreme sports. This is a town with a typical weather. We couldn't end this dream trip in a better way. In Queenstown, we laughed, we hit, we took a lot of pictures, and we had a lot of adventure. Firstly, we visited a natural beauty, Lake Wakatipu. This is the third largest lake in New Zealand, and it has an unusual shape. Because of its unusual shape, it has a tide that makes the water level go up and down around 10 centimeters every 25 minutes. The Maori legend believes that this phenomenon is caused by the heartbeat of a huge monster called Mota. There, we also fished some trouts. Then, we strolled around to get to know the views, and of course, we took thousands of photos. We were very tired. Therefore, we got to try the several typical dishes from the town. We ate the typical Ferg burger sandwiches and the delicious ice cream from Patagonia. After a big meal, we headed from the activities that we had been waiting for, the extreme ones. We've done bungee jumping, parachuting, we walked in a hot air balloon, and we took the cable car. To finish our last day in New Zealand, we met the nightlife in Queenstown. We went to many bars with live music. The nightlife there is so vibrant and happy. There are so many people in the streets. It was really cool. This was what we most enjoyed about our dream trip to New Zealand. We loved it, and of course one day we've got to go back. We hope this little map tour can inspire people to visit this wonderful country and that these tips are useful to plan their trip. Bye!
That truly was an inspiring and insightful video.
We hope all three of you get your chance to accomplish your dream trip to New Zealand to all those places that you're longing to visit.
And now, let's welcome on stage Rodrigo Costa, who will be performing No Love by Teen City Twins, a group from Mota, a suburb of South Auckland.
I feel your pain, G. I've been down this one before. You ain't about me, give a fuck, I got it on my own. It's all love when I show it, nobody does. Lately they've been coming thugs, cast away from these drugs. That's why I show no love to nobody else. I just know the game so well, you could get it back. That is how I felt at the time when I was out. Nobody gave me help. They hated my house and man, I was racing rubble. They claim to know the best, but they ain't seen my struggle. They ain't seen the effects, they ain't seen the trouble. Check first before you judge or you'll get popped like a bubble, yeah. No love. No love. No love. It's no love. I see the fake love, I see some fake bros. Get up on my face, you could get fucked up. I see the fakest clowns, I see the fakest charms. I don't fuck around like that enough. You surround me, they you gon' keep it real. If they ask too many questions, can I trust you not to squeal? I know the team switched, on my head is not the deal. If my head is clicked, all my head is out for the kill. You gon' be straight up, tell her how it is. If I get on the line, would you bring it back to beers? If you down apart, would we be poke like a feel? If my get involved, then we up like we live, yeah, yeah. No love, it's no love. Yeah. They say it's all love, but I don't see none. They got me fucked up on the drugs. I tell her how it is and I just tell her how it was. What I hit it on the hitter, trying to make it not slump. And I don't need your love, hitter, I just need a buzz. Cause I get it anyway for all my family and funds. My city on the run, cause everybody got a gun. You can find us on the back, but on the field we in the front. My pain is different when I'm all up in my fields. Always wanted to be famous and that's how I feel. I gotta hit a high speed from haters back on my reel. Gotta keep that shit. Yeah. And you ain't earning my trust. The Floyd, he was just 2 ways. I leave you up in the talks. And I know King so with the fake, so I don't show him no fuss. If you're surrounded by the truth, they say real is the must. Yeah. Got me fucked up. No love. All this fake love got me fucked up. Yep.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's give it up again for Rodrigo Costa, everyone.
Moving on, Guilherme and Reker from the Camões English Theatre Company are going to read the poems New Zealand by James Baxter and Chamomile Tea by Catherine Mansfield.
New Zealand. These unshaped islands on the Sawyer's Bench wait for the chisel of the mind. Green canyons to the south, immense and passive, penetrated rarely, seated only by the deer color shot, or else in the north tribes of the shark and the octopus. Mangroves, black hair on boxer's hand. The founding fathers with their guns and Bibles, botanist, whaler, added bones and names to the land. 'Twas a bridle, as if it hid were a horse. The swampy towns, like dreamers that struggle to wake, longing for the poet's truth and the lover's pride. Something new and old explores its own pain, hearing the rain squire on curtains of grey moss or fingers of the Tasman pressing on breasts of hardening sand. as actors find their own solitude in mirrors, as one who has buried his dead, able at last to give with an open hand.
Outside, the sky is light with stars. There's a hollow roaring from the sea, and, alas, for the little almond flowers, the wind is shaking the almond tree. How little I thought, a year ago, in the horrible cottage upon the lea, that he and I should be sitting so, and sipping a cup of chamomile tea. Light as feathers, the witches fly, the horn of the moon is plain to see. By a firefly under a jonquil flower, a goblin toasts a bumblebee. We might be 50, we might be 5, so snug, so compact, so wise are we. Under the kitchen table leg, my knee is pressing against his knee. Our shutters are shut, the fire is low. The tap is dripping peacefully. The saucer-span shadows on the wall are black and round and plain to see.
We were all extremely thankful that you shared those beautiful words with us.
Let's put our hands together for Reker and Guilherme.
Beatriz Gomes will now be singing Bathe in the River by Holly Smith, so let's welcome her on stage.
Like a bird through prison bars, I'm escaping, and behind me on the long highway lies all that I've forsaken. Cold river flow, I am bound to wherever you go, and I'm gonna bathe in the river, gonna hold my head up in the river, not gonna worry anymore till I hear the golden shore. I don't feel afraid, for now I see that if I believe in me, I will be free. Oh, wide river flow, I'm gonna learn whatever you know, and I'm gonna bathe in the river, gonna hold my head up in the river, not gonna worry anymore till I hear the golden shore. And I'm gonna bathe in the river, gonna hold my head up high in the river, not gonna worry anymore till I hear the golden shore. Oh, oh, till I hear the golden song.
Thank you so much. This song is very beautiful and what an amazing performance.
Another interesting curiosity relating to New Zealand's culture is the haka dance.
The haka is a type of ceremonial Maori dance or challenge. Haka are usually performed in a group and typically represent a display of a tribe's pride, strength, and unity.
Actions include foot stamping, tongue protrusions, and rhythmic body slapping to accompany a loud chant. The words of a haka often poetically describe ancestors and events in the tribe's history.
The haka became particularly well known due to the ritual of the New Zealand rugby team, the All Blacks. Before games, players perform a haka dance in order to intimidate and challenge their opponents.
There isn't a single haka dance, seeing as the dance moves vary according to the theme being approached in the performance.
The haka can be danced in any occasion, whether it be a wedding, a funeral, a graduation party, sports events, as mentioned earlier, among many others.
The haka became the great pride of the people of New Zealand and carries with it a lot of the Maori culture and history.
And now we will be passing a video which is an explanation or a demonstration, if you will, of the haka dance.
Hello everyone, my name is Hele, and today I'll be teaching you how to do the haka, a war dance from New Zealand. That's where I'm from. You all may be familiar with the haka or seen it before. This haka that I'm going to be teaching you is called kamate. So to start the haka off, you're going to have a leader, and he's going to say something like this. Taringa whakarongo, kamo! Everyone's going to come in right after that saying, hoo! Right, and the leader's going to come back and he's going to say, while everyone stomps their right foot, everyone's going to stomp their right foot together. And then the leader's going to say, Ringa ringa pakia, wai wai takahia, kia kino nei hoki. And you're going to step your legs. And then everyone's going to come in on. Kamate, kamate, kaura, kaura, kamate, pate, kaura, kaura. Tenei te tongata, huru, huru, rana, itiki mai whakawhiti te rā. Hupane, kaupane, hupane, kaupane, whiti te rā. Alright everyone, so I'm going to show you something that I love to do during a haka. It's called a pukana. The pukana was intended to scare the opponent, the people that's right in front of you, and it's as simple as making the most angry face that you can. So I'll give you some simple examples. You're going to want to make your eyes look angry. So this is a pukana right here. It's a pukana, alright? You can even make your tongue go another direction like this. You can make any sorts of noises that you want like this. Taringa whakarongo, kamo! Ringa ringa pakia, wai wai takahia, kia kino nei hoki. Wa kamate, kamate kaura. Wa kamate, mate kaura. Wa tane te tangata, huru, huru rana, itiki mai whakawhiti te rā. Hupane, kaupane, hupane, kaupane, whiti te rā.
I think it's safe to say how interesting and unorthodox this dance is. If you like, feel free to dig deeper at home at the subject and try it at home.
After having seen this dance explained, let's now have a look at how it translates into performance with a little more context. Last but not least, we're happy to welcome on stage Clara, Brito, and Madalena Larajeira for their performance of Lord's Liability. Thank you.
Baby really hurt me, crying in a taxi. He don't wanna know me, says he made a big mistake of dancing in my store. Says he was poison. So I guess I'll go home, into the arms of the girl that I love, the only love I haven't screwed up. She's so hard to please, but she's a forest fire. I do my best to meet her demands, play at romance, we slow dance in the living room, but all that a stranger would see is one girl swaying alone, stroking her cheek. And they say, you're a little much for me, you're a liability, you're a little much for me. So they pull back, make other plans, I understand, I'm a liability, get you wild, make you leave, I'm a little much for it, everyone. The truth is, I'm a toy that people enjoy till all of the tricks don't work anymore. And then they bother me. I know that it's exciting, wanting for the night, but every perfect storm is hitting me alive until you're gone. Better on my own. And they say, you're a little much for me, you're a liability, you're a little much for me. So they pull back, make other plans, I understand, I'm a liability, get you wild, make you leave, I'm a little much for it, everyone. They're gonna watch me disappear into the sun. You're all gonna watch me disappear into the sun.
Wow, What an amazing performance. Please join us in a second round of applause for Madalena and Clara. Well, thank you all for joining us on this exploration of the culture of New Zealand.
We hope you enjoyed it, and if you'd like to learn a little bit more about this fascinating country, we invite you to visit the New Zealand Culture Virtual Exhibition at padlet.com/CamõesTWC/New Zealand Culture Week 2021.
Have a great day.
Thank you.